We're here with Cole Abate at the IBJJF Absolute Grand Prix. You just made your black belt IBJJF debut. Great fight, great win over a super tough opponent. So what are your thoughts coming off the mat after that win?
Man, I feel great with the performance. Of course, the goal is always to come home with the submission and get the finish. And I think that's usually what I try and do. And usually what most people see me doing is getting the finish in the majority of my matches. And went out there, tried to do the same. We had a tough competitor. Knowing Dudu, we knew it was going to be a tough match. And I was excited with the match, and we took it. And was happy with the way it went. I felt that I showed a lot of good techniques, had a good display of the things that I wanted to show. Got to show some leg attacks, got to show some guard passing. So overall, I felt it was pretty good. But of course, now I've got some stuff to go work on as soon as we get back to the academy and adjust those submissions, right? So.
I want to talk about your composure, because this was a huge event, not just the GP, but Jiu-Jitsu Con. We had the press conference yesterday. There were a lot of lights here, a lot of people watching. Did you feel any pressure, and do you feel like your composure is something that sets you apart from other competitors?
It's funny, that's actually why people call me Ice Cole. That's kind of where I got the name, and it's something that I've been used to ever since I was a kid. I mean, as a kid, being 6, 7 years old and traveling all across Texas every weekend with my parents to go and compete at tournaments, I mean, I felt pressure every single weekend, so it's nothing surprising. Of course, I've been competing on big stages for my entire life, and I think this is an even bigger step doing it at the black belt, and I'm happy that I was able to show today the composure and everything that I've built coming up through the kids' ranks.
So one thing that we just talked to Professor Guy about was how the AOJ athletes, even when you guys have a lot of success, you never rest on your laurels. You guys are always trying to improve, always trying to evolve. Do you feel like that's something that environment has instilled in you that you're going to carry throughout the rest of your black belt career?
I think ever since I got to AOJ, I think I learned that the standards need to be set high. And if you set your standards high, the normal becomes higher too. So if your normal is getting a submission every single match, then that's what we want, right? So that's always been the standard, is to have really great performances, really dominant performances, and even when we don't get the submission, we're still the one that's leading the entire match. And I think if you look at pretty much everybody from the team, everybody's got that similar style where there's never a moment in the match where they're behind. Even if it's a closer match on the scoreboard, there's still a dominant person in the match, and I felt that that's what I was able to show tonight.
Anything else you wanted to say about the IBJJF Absolute Grand Prix event or Jiu-Jitsu Con?
No, it was a great event. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest events for IBJJF, with so many different events going on at the same time at Jiu-Jitsu Con. I know a lot of my teammates came out here to compete, so I look forward to watching their matches, and congrats to everyone that already competed. And I look forward to being on more events like this, and more GPs where they have super fights as well. Maybe who knows, in the future, maybe we'll do a no-gi one and have a little bit of a mix-up with gi and no-gi matches. That'd be cool to do as well.
Congrats again, your IBJJF black belt debut win. Can't wait to see you again soon, Cole. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.